And I just remember my stomach falling, going, Dan, my gut's telling me that's an attorney. I look at you, and I remember you were just stoic, like you were like a stone wall, like.
It was going to be my Spartacus moment.
Yeah, exactly. All right, welcome back, everybody, to Easy Homes University. In today's episode, we're going to be sharing about the importance to have relationships and really good relationships with mobile home parks. So let's start off with a story. It's 2009, and Dan and I have been incorporated for a couple years. And we bought 3 homes in the community, and they were good deals, I remember. And the community manager, we shared with them that we bought the homes, and he invited us to come to their corporate office to talk about them. So Dan and I meet outside in our cars, and we're about ready to go in, and I'll never forget, a guy pulls in a Mercedes, parks, silver hair, white beard, walks in with a briefcase. And
Gray suit.
Gray suit, yep. And I just remember my stomach falling, going, Dan, my gut's telling me that's an attorney. And you looked at me like, you think so? I go, I don't know, but, and then we walk in, and there's the owners, and, you know, Mr. Graybeard there. I remember them shaking our hands and then introducing us to their attorney. And literally, I can feel my Adam's apple go right to my stomach. Like, oh my gosh, what's happening? And I look at you, and I remember you were just stoic, like you were like a stone wall, like okay, I know what's going on here, and we got to hold ourselves up here.
It was going to be my Spartacus moment.
Yeah, exactly.
I was no Spartacus, let me tell you.
But I just remember they'd made us an offer. The attorney started talking, had all his legal documents, dropped them in front of us, and they were going to buy the homes for just a couple of, $1,000, and we would have taken a pretty good loss on that deal. And I'll be honest, I mean, fear, anxiety, stress, I mean, thousands of things going through my head, and I don't know what was going through your head at that time, but I doubt if it was that Spartacus moment, but
it was feeling extremely vulnerable. Oh yeah, and exposed. These guys have us, and geez, what are we going to do about it?
Yeah,
and thinking about the longevity of our business, our livelihoods. We were still both working at the time, our regular day jobs. So we did have something to fall back on, but there was the legal ramifications potentially.
Oh, yeah.
And as we did more digging about, after we left that meeting, we started planting even more fear seeds, I guess we call them. And we started creating some stories in our heads of what the worst possible outcomes. We talk about worst outcomes when we buy a home. Well, this was worst outcomes, possibilities if we don't cooperate with these guys.
Well, yeah, and I remember the whole reason why they did this was because we weren't licensed. It all came down to, we're in Michigan. You have to have a manufactured housing, license to do this, and we didn't. And they looked us up because you can do it online, and they found that we didn't. And they basically said, if you don't sell these homes to us, basically we're gonna sue you, and we're gonna report you to the state. And we talked to a friend of ours who's another dealer, and he planted the seed of, there's $10,000 fine for each act, and we were counting how many we had done, and before you knew it, I was thinking, do they have extra large, tall orange suits in prison that's going to fit me? I mean, I went down that tunnel so fast, and I was shocked. So I remember afterwards, we took the documents, walked out, you drove down to an attorney, and then the whole fiasco began, which was months and months of sleepless nights, conversations with our wives, you and I, just trying to keep ourselves propped up.
Emotional conversations,
very emotional,
and writing lots and lots of checks to our attorney.
We did, and it cost us in the end over $40,000. But it was a life lesson that I really think made us who we are today. And as a matter of fact,
completely turned our business around.
It did. We went and got licensed, and I remember sitting in Lansing, Michigan, as they were giving us our license. We were like, phew, we did it. We got our license, but we were still writing checks, still in issues with the legal ramifications. And I remember one of our other broker buddies called us up, and we quickly told him, "You better get legal." Remember that?
Right.
And he went out and he did. So this, the contribution, as I said, this company did really set us on a straight and narrow.
It did.
And as a matter of fact, the fun story of how this ended is one of the brothers is actually a friend of mine now, and I met him at a retreat, and I'm a part of a men's group, and he's one of our top donators now. I mean, talk about going full circle. And he's, matter of fact, that company has given us a wonderful opportunity to invest in a piece of investment within their parks, which I would have never thought would have ever happened. Would you?
Yeah, it's almost a decade later, and yeah, about 3 weeks ago they presented an offer to us. We haven't put that into motion just yet, but it's a pretty substantial offer.
Oh,
to invest in some of their portfolio.
It is, and I think just going back to him, I told him that we I knew it was personal for them, and we apologized, and just really got that it was something they had to do to protect their investment, their parks, and that was a lesson that really was a trajectory of our company going forward. Is let's do things right. I mean, let's not take shortcuts. Let's have integrity in our business. Let's be able to put our heads on our pillows with confidence, because there's a lot of people that don't sleep well at night. I don't know about you. I sleep really well at night.
I do, and I don't worry about things.
No.
Because we're doing things right. We're legal. We're licensed in many other states around the country. We've also been able to figure out, where we can do homes in states where you don't have to be licensed necessarily, but you're limited to do maybe 1, 2, or 3 or 4 homes.
Yeah, exactly. And having a conversation with those state officials, like going right to the top and asking them and getting clarity, and they were just grateful to say thank you for calling. And by the way, one of them even said, "Oh yeah, we had an old law that you couldn't buy any. Now you can buy 5 a year." We're like, "Oh my gosh, I would have never found that out."
Right.
Or if you did, you had to go online and dig it up on all the legal stuff.
And typically, getting licensed in a state, there's a fee of obtaining the license. They range anywhere from maybe a couple $100s to $500 or $600 for a 2 or 3 year license. So they're nominal expenses. They may actually buy a bond, for another couple $100, and you're licensed.
Yeah, it's really worth it, because now you can really buy in confidence. But if as we get forward and share more about our affiliate program, you're going to be able to work with us with our knowledge. If you choose, with the states that we have knowledge in and have licenses in, we'll be able to guide you, and that'll give you guys all the confidence in the world to move forward. Because without it, you're kind of walking on eggshells.
Yeah, we don't want you to have those sleepless nights that we suffered through. There's no need to do that.
No, yeah, you don't want it. Your family doesn't deserve it, and really doing it, using our story as hopefully some markers that you'll follow, and not go down that same sleepless night, or watching that guy walk in with his briefcase and know that, oh my gosh, what's going to happen here? But use our experience for your benefit, and we're just grateful and appreciative that you guys are watching.
And by the way, to you two brothers, we know who you are, and you know who we are, and we really you scared the heck out of us, but we really appreciate where this all ended up 10 years later. So we thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Exactly.
Thank you very much.
And thank you, everybody, for watching Easy Homes University, and we'll catch up with you at the next episode.
See ya.